sorry about that, everybody. We had a little small technical difficulty there.
I'm gonna step off camera. Y'all know I'll be back.
Yeah, go ahead, man. We had a small technical difficulty, but we good and everything now. But I believe the last topic that we were on before we got disconnected was
The 6 to 10 snaps.
yeah, the Texas. Yeah, correct.
So
But
what do you think about that, CJ?
I was actually surprised when I heard it. I thought that they would have got at least more snaps, seeing how the first game they played, it was it was a little ruggish for the first couple quarters, and I thought they would have extended that more. But to hear that they're doing this is kind of shocking because you don't hear coaches doing this to their team in the second game in the preseason. You mostly hear about this during the third game in the preseason, to give the other young guys a chance to play. So I don't know what kind of game planning they have for all this. So I guess we just have to wait and see. But I was pretty shocked about it, to tell you the truth.
Well, the thing is that we may be shocked, but it's I feel like we're shocked because we just seen this with Matt Nagy. This is Matt Nagy's playbook 101 right here. Matt Nagy literally had it where the starters, I want to say all 11 starters didn't play. I want to say 3 of the 4 games in preseason and offense. They did not play 11 of the start. That's the whole starting offensive line. Receivers, quarterback did not play 3 of the 4 games that in preseason. So to do 6 and 10 snaps, what you're doing? You're not going to do a game plan, right? You're not game planning. What are you just doing? Cadence? Are you just trying to practice on cadence? What is the purpose of that? 6 to 10 snaps. If we're really thinking of a drive that we're coming off the bus, are you looking for a 3 and out? No, right? You're looking to have at least one drive. So they're hoping one drive. That's it. They just want them to come in and play one drive. And you only got 3 preseason games. This team doesn't have any cohesion. There's nothing. Who's his starters that he has that for receiver wise is tight end, Komet and Darnell Mooney are his 2 receivers that he has any chemistry with, right? Correct. And that's really, does he have chemistry with them? No, it's just that he was a teammate with them and he was forced to start because the ownership told him that they had to start Justin Fields. He had no training camp with them last year, no preseason with them last year. In-season practices doesn't build really towards chemistry. It builds towards game planning for next week's schedule. That's really what it is. It's not chemistry fully building. So now you're having an offseason where he is the actual starter, named the starter, and you're going to do, we're only going to have him in for 1 series, and that's it. I'm dumbfounded kind of for that because it's like you're a new coaching staff. You're going to tell me that he has Luke Sketsy's playbook like this already known in the back of his head? It makes no sense.
It absolutely makes no sense. And the thing that kind of bothers me with this whole thing is like now you're saying, okay, we played him for 1 game. Just based off of that 1 game, we got enough already to where we don't have to play him any more than the 6 to 10 snaps that you're saying. Then you're going to bring in some other guys to go in and get their reps in, but you could do that the last game. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand, why is it this game? Why is the second game instead of the third game?
I'm guessing they're feeling that they're going to do this how they normally did preseasons back in the day, where the third game, their starters really didn't play that much. Usually the 4th game they played, or remember how I think it was almost the last game of the preseason. Was it the last game of the preseason where the starters used to play because they wanted to get them ready for the season opener? Or was it the 3rd game that they played the most?
It was the 3rd game that they played the most, and then the 4th game was basically the before they had the whole 18 weeks game switch.
So it to me, it's just, is he trying to save Justin Fields because the offensive line still is not that good? There's no chemistry on that. Like what? Like if that's the case, like okay, we kind of understand it, but at the same time, it's like, well, then what did we do in the offseason? Why is our offensive line still this bad if you have to protect him in preseason? Like, what is our focus here? Are we actually trying to fix this offensive line, or are we like? I already made those stabs before where we didn't
Right.
add to our offensive line. We just moved stuff around, but we didn't really add to it.
No.
We lost Daniels and we picked up Patrick. Well, it would have been better if we had Daniels and Patrick. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it. So that's the besides the point. So, okay, so how is he going to get chemistry with Pringle? How are we supposed to know who our valid number 2 receiver is just based off of practice? If that, because he's not going to have any chemistry with him in the preseason game if we're only doing 6 to 10 snaps.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I definitely agree with you. And I'm gonna piggyback on what you said. When it comes to the offensive line, it's not a surprise that Justin got hit 5-6 times last game. That's still a concern. The guy's coming up, in pain, obviously. So we already knew that the offensive line was not going to be, intact based off of one preseason game. That's why I wanted for them to play more, just for that offensive line to get in tune, going up against different defenses out there. You can't just say, oh, we're going to play 6 to 10 snaps. That if you're talking about starters, you're talking about your offensive line, correct? So.
Correct.
If you're doing 6 to 10 snaps, you're talking about your offensive line. Then you pull those guys and you bring in your second and third string. It doesn't make any sense.
What are we doing? Position battles or no? If we're doing position battles, which is supposed to benefit your team, which is supposed to show who putting the best players once the starters open the season, right? If we're supposed to have position battles, then guess what? You can't say our starters only playing 6 to 10 snaps. You can't say that. If you want to say Justin Fields is only playing 6 to 10 snaps, say Justin Fields is only playing 6 to 10 snaps. Right. You can't say starters because he's saying he said starters. So if that's the case, yeah, he says starters. So if that's the case, I'm expecting Patrick not to play. I'm expecting Borum not to play after 6 to 10 snaps. I'm expecting didn't they say that who's the other tackle? It's Borum and
Jenkins.
No, Jenkins is moved to in guard. He's going to be moving to guard. Yeah,
we'll get into that later.
Okay, so the other so we're putting Jenkins in. So is he only playing 6 to 10 snaps?
I think he's playing more. I think he's playing more because I don't know if he's. Well, I mean, here's the thing, Angel. They say that he was getting snaps with the starters in practice, right? Now, was it confirmed that he was going to start this game? I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Was it confirmed? But then, is there any chemistry? We need to see if this person is good enough, because if we put people, say if we're putting a guy who should be a starter, right, and he's only playing with the bench players, right? It's going to be hard for him to look like a starter because he's going to have to also take care of somebody else's man.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why you have to have these playing time where people are doing position battles. Okay, well, we think that you're a starter, but hey, this second guy, the guy who wants to come up behind him, we're going to also give you some playing time next to these guys too to see how you look.
Right.
Next to them. And if we're only doing stuff based off of practice, well, guess what? That's the wrong way, because the only time that actually works is when you have Hall of Fame talent, because then you know this guy is going to be there on Sunday. I guarantee it, right? He's a Hall of Fame talent. He's an all-pro talent. Okay, he's going to be there. Offensive line, I don't see not one super all-pro on that offensive line.
No, definitely
so,
not.
Nobody on that team, I don't care who they are, they could hate me for the rest of my life. Nobody on that team ever deserves to sit a preseason game or sit snaps. You're not that good.
Right.
You're not that good. You gave up how many sacks against the Cleveland Browns? You're not that good. Nobody on this team is deserving of only playing 6 to 10 snaps. You're not that good, homie. Yeah, our team sucks on the offensive line.
Yeah, and I actually thought that he would have been more prepared coming into this preseason, but him saying this, it kind of takes it back now a little bit, because I actually thought the better way that I would have put it if I was him, and guys, I'm not a coach, this is just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The better way I would have put it to say, okay, Justin, you may see him 600 snaps. You may see Herbert 10 to 15 snaps. You may see the offensive line go 25 to to 40 snaps. Something like that to say, okay, that's a game plan. This is not really a game plan. This is just saying, okay, you guys are going to play. Let's say you guys are going to play 8-9 minutes out there. Then you guys can go to the bench for the rest of the night.
He just automatically says starters 6 to 10 snaps.
Right.
You can't. Nobody could be. He can't say later on, oh well, that's not what I meant. Well, guess what? You're a NFL coach now. You're not just some assistant. You're an NFL head coach. What you say needs to be meant. You can't be all later on. Oh well, I didn't mean it like that. No, you are living now in the world where what comes out of your mouth needs to be what's meant. So if he all of a sudden plays his offensive players only, like say the offensive line end up playing the whole first quarter. I'm just saying, right? Then past 6 to 10 snaps. Then people are gonna be like, well, you said only 6 to 10 snaps from your starters. His response better not be, well, that's not what I meant. What he should say then afterwards would be, well, I fought the game and I was like, you know what? I think these guys need some more cohesion out there. Then we'd understand. But he better not give us that's not what I meant, because we go by what he means.
Right. And
what he's saying.
Yeah, I want to get into that last little paragraph, small paragraph down here, to where it says it's a short week. We're not going to put the stress on bodies. This is Eberflus' words. Mm-hmm. We're going to play 6 to 10 snaps, depending on a series or two, with limited number of guys. The other guys might get 20 plays, and then we yank them from there. So. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'm not big on 6 to 10 snaps on the second preseason game when you only got 3. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan on that either. But I guess we can go ahead and get into the. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No. Go ahead. Next step. What's up?
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the next topic, which is gonna be Kyler Gordon and Felix Jones.
Thank God they're back.
Yeah, man, they had a good practice, and I guess they're going to be ready to go. Can't wait to see them.
Yes, sir. Hopefully.
I'm going to get into this comment real quick before we move on. From Randall Griffin, he says, can't expect a young quarterback to succeed with very little help and low snaps.
Agreed. 100% agreed, Randall. I did low help, like you said, little help, low snaps. It's not going to help him. Especially, again, new offensive coordinator. Not only that, first-time offensive coordinator also. So, first-time offensive coordinator, first-time quarterback learning his system, and the first game, it wasn't, all, awesome, beautiful, roses or anything like that. He didn't play as bad as Jordan Love, but, it's still wasn't gravy. So, I kind of want to see more. We need to see more. As fans, we need to see more. We're giving you our money to come watch your product.
Yep. You got to get the fans. You got to get the fans more than what you're selling. That's not.
Can't wait to see Jones on the field and Kyler Gordon.
Right. And speaking of those guys are coming back and they're playing for the first time in this game. Now I don't know. How long they're going to play 6 to 10 snaps. I hope that's not the case for them. But we don't know moving forward. I mean, right now with Eberflus saying stuff like that, it's like it's hard to believe what this guy's going to say next.
Correct. You're right.
But I mean, what I expect from Kyler, I'm gonna just start with him first. I think he's going to come out. And play with a high intensity. He's proven that in practice. We just have to see how that's going to come to the field. Is he going to be matched up against Metcalf? I don't know. I mean, it
or Lockett,
a possibility, or Lockett. But we'll have to see how he plays against against those guys moving forward. Angel, what's your take on Kyler for this game?
If he is playing and he's getting some good amount of snaps in, and he's playing with the starters, so hopefully it should be hopefully he's guaranteed that he's playing with starters. I'm hoping that at least I see maybe a pass breakup or just staying consistent with the receiver. That's what I just want to see. Is he there, or is he getting is he getting beat? If he's getting beat, then I'm going to be concerned. But if he's there, just repetition will just keep on coming to him, and that'll show me that sooner or later he'll be even more locked down. As long as he's there in the picture or in the vicinity around the receiver, I'll be happy. I'm sure he will be, because he's a very good cornerback out of college.
Yeah, and Randall Griffin, that's very true what you just said. I agree.
To produce with what they're yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, and Mr. Velus Jones, of course, was drafted by this team with some controversy. A lot of it had to do with his age, but we can put that to bed, because now he's going to be playing, hopefully, in his first NFL game. So, I don't know how many snaps he's going to get. See how, and I'm going to keep bringing that up, but
yeah.
No, but I guess he's in the fourth spot in the depth chart, or fourth or fifth spot, whatever spot they have him in. So he may get more than the snaps that Eberflus is selling to everybody. But
you're right.
Hopefully, the kid comes in. Hopefully he comes in, and hopefully he can provide some energy, can provide a spark at least. And the Bears will have a guy that can stretch the field. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. I'm just hoping for whatever he brings. If we see another spark, something that we could see that is an option or a weapon, and that's able on offense. It doesn't have to be like, oh my God, Justin Jefferson. No, I'm just looking for is there anything that he has that we could use? Yeah, it could be like, oh wow, okay, this could help us. That's really what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let's go ahead and let's move on to the next topic, which is this will be the last topic for the show.
Okay.
Which will be I guess it's a trade rumor with who is this? Oh, what it looks like it's what is that?
Odell Beckham. That looks like Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, Odell, and then we got Roquan in a Steelers uniform. This is my first time seeing this, so I guess I guess my man Guy had put that in there, but
okay,
I don't know,
so
man.
Well, I like Roquan. I like him a lot. I think he's a great player. I think he's a little bit. It depends on are the reports actually true that he wants to get paid as the top linebacker in the NFL? If that is true, he's not worth it. If he wants to get played as one of the top defensive players in the NFL, as one of the top linebackers, like I want to say top 5, then yes, he's worth it. But if he wants to get paid that he's number 1, I love our middle linebackers. This is it's a big theme for our Bears history that we've always had. But it's like we have to understand that we also will need to be paying players to produce on offense.
Right.
We cannot give a middle linebacker the amount of money that, if it's true of what we hear the reports of what he's asking for, over $100 million. And it's like, and people have this thing about him where not me. Okay. So I'm going to tell you, it's not me, but people are saying he's better than Urlacher. And I'm like, hold on, what? Well, look at all the tackles. And I'm like, if you put the first 4 years of Brian Urlacher versus the first 4 years of Roquan Smith is only better than him in one statistical stat. One. So let me tell you this. Roquan Smith in 4 years, this is just based on first 4 years of both of them. Roquan Smith, 5 interceptions. Brian Urlacher, 6. Roquan Smith, 1 defensive touchdown. Brian Urlacher, 1 defensive touchdown. So they're right there, head and head, right? Passes deflective in a passing league. This is a passing league now. When Urlacher played, it was more of a running league going into a passing league.
Right.
Passes deflected. Roquan Smith, 17. Brian Urlacher, 24. Forced fumbles. Roquan Smith, 1 forced fumble. Brian Urlacher, 4. Roquan Smith, 1 fumble recovery. Brian Urlacher, 5 fumble recoveries. Roquan Smith, 14 sacks. Brian Urlacher, 21 sacks. Roquan Smith has has beaten Brian Urlacher in assisted tackles. So basically, at gang pile tackles, he has 176 assisted tackles. So what he's helped in to Brian Urlacher's 118. So wow, that's a lot more assisted tackles. Roquan Smith solo tackles, just him one-on-one, 348 solo tackles to Brian Urlacher's 392. Tackles for loss. We say Roquan Smith, oh, he's that run stopper. Tackles for loss, 43 for Roquan Smith. Tackles for loss for Brian Urlacher, 53. Oh, Roquan Smith, he could pass rush. Have we ever said that Brian Urlacher was a pass rushing linebacker? No, he was the middle linebacker.
Right.
Quarterback hits. Roquan Smith, 17. Brian Urlacher's first 4 years in the league, they did not categorize quarterback hits. So it didn't get into categorization into a statistic until 2006. So his first 4 years of when that statistic was evaluated, Brian Urlacher had 19 quarterback hits. He's more of a pass rusher than Roquan Smith is. And we do not consider Brian Urlacher a pass rusher.
Yeah, I don't.
7 more sacks than Roquan Smith. 2 more quarterback hits than Roquan Smith. More tackles for loss. So he was playing in the other side of the line of scrimmage. We talk about Brian Urlacher. We don't say that. We say he was a coverage linebacker. But then, yet we don't say this for Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith doesn't even go past the line of scrimmage. He's usually on the other side. Right. He's usually getting his tackles by assisted tackles. That's why his combo is so much assisted and solo together is so much higher. Like I said, I like the player. But let's not think that he's some Hall of Fame guy where we gotta just dump the backload. We only went to 1 Super Bowl with Brian Urlacher, a Hall of Fame linebacker. Yeah, we need to score on offense. We need to get points. It's not going to be smart to give a person who's not even as good as Brian Urlacher more money. Brian Urlacher, I don't recall, was ever the number 1 player, paid player on the team. He will be our highest paid player on the team.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And Randall Griffin, your comment, even if he was planning to use Roquan like he did with the Colts linebacker, so I believe that Roquan wants to get paid like him. Also, Roquan is not better than Brian Urlacher.
Good job.
From the first statement that you said, that's if Roquan gets on the field. That's the thing. We've been seeing him going to the games, but we have not seen him play yet. So by the time he's ready to play, he got to get it in practice. He got to get his condition and everything else going, the playbook and everything. So it's gonna take him a minute to get in tune with that defense.
Yes, sir.
But he's definitely not better than Brian Urlacher. Can he get close to Brian Urlacher? Of course he can. But he has to put in the time, to get better, and we have to see how that goes.
He has to chase the learning ability and the where he's actually going to have the players around him to be better. Right. If he's just going to chase money, then guess what? You're going to be on a team that's not going to go nowhere.
Exactly.
Especially if you're not one of the top premier positions in the league right now. Middle linebacker is not it. Edge rusher, that's it. Cornerbacks to try to lock down these awesome receivers. That that's more of a lead position on defense. Quarterback, receiver, offensive line, the tackles, and edge rushers. Those are your number 1 positions.
Yep, I agree. And I have nothing else further to say. Angel cooked on it. Angel told y'all what it is. My final take on it is that far as with Roquan, he's got to be coming out here ready to play. When he gets his money and stuff situated, okay, that's cool and dandy that you take care of your business, but we know by the time you get ready to come in, you got to be ready to go. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going on. But
Odell not playing so this year, I don't believe so. I don't know why we have him in a Bears uniform. That'll be next year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just being real. I'm gonna just say this, that we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I don't think he's gonna be in the Bears uniform. I seriously doubt it. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see it happening. But
Let's go
man,
Bears.
yeah, let's go Bears. But hey, man, we're not gonna hold y'all up. We know the Bears game is about to get ready to start. I appreciate everyone in the comment section who came through, left comments for us. We appreciate everybody from Randall Griffin. Trying to get to y'all comments now. Hold on, why is it not? Okay, yeah, actually, it's from the previous show. Sorry about that, but I appreciate everybody in the comment section who left comments on the podcast. We appreciate you guys. Angel, again, man, we appreciate you. We're very happy to have you on the CNG podcast. And
Bro, I'm very thankful to be here. Thank you so much.
Man, we appreciate you, brother, and we getting ready for you to cook this season. We know you're gonna give us the good, the bad, and the ugly. We can't wait for you to do it. Be yourself, man. Let it rip, let it go. That's all I can tell you.
I will, sir.
All right, man. We appreciate you. And for the rest of you guys, again, we appreciate you for watching the podcast. For myself, for Angel, for Guy Walker, he had some technical difficulties, but hey, we appreciate everybody. We will see you guys the start of the NFL season.
Yes,
so we're gonna take some time off. We're gonna get situated. We'll be right back here, September the 11th. So until then, you guys have a good day. Be safe out there. We'll catch you next time. The CNG Podcast. We up out of here. Y'all have a good night.